So once again, we're going to do a part 2 to fights with Chat GPT. So we're going back over my original question, which was, what is the meaning of Kemet? Kemet, and then it gives a glyph, was the ancient Egyptian name for Egypt. It literally means black land, referring to the fertile dark soil deposited by the Nile River, which was essential for agriculture. This contrasted with Desheret, and they have the glyphs, meaning red land, which referred to the surrounding desert. The name Kemet also carried a cultural and spiritual significance, as Egypt was seen as a land of civilization / order or Ma'at and divine kingship. Some scholars suggest that it might have also had connections to the people of Egypt, but its primary meaning is geographical, right? Now, once again, shout out to my brother, Africa Online TV. Like, subscribe, and share his videos. This is what he suggested I ask, and this is my response. Where exactly do they get the black land from? Was it Plutarch? Was it from European sources? Is it just a consensus? If there's no direct reference, then it's just an interpretation. Great question. The interpretation of Kemet as black land primarily comes from direct Egyptian sources, not just later European interpretation. Here's why. Egyptian hieroglyphs and language. It goes into the word Kemet, is well documented in Egyptian texts. The key part is Kemet, the feminine form of Kem, meaning black. The determinative, which is a city or settlement, suggests that it refers to a place, Egypt itself. Since Kem means black in Egyptian, the simplest interpretation is that Kemet means black land. Context: fertile soil versus Desheret. Ancient Egyptians frequently contrasted Kemet with Desheret, diadiglyphs meaning red land or desert. This contrast appears in multiple texts, making it clear that Kemet referred to the fertile lands along the Nile, not the people themselves. Greek and Roman sources, including Plutarch, 1st and 2nd century CE, and other Greco-Roman writers like Herodotus, mention Egyptian customs, but they did not invent the term Kemet. Some modern interpretations suggest the Greeks may have influenced later ideas about Egyptian identity, but the term Kemet predates their accounts by thousands of years. Modern interpretations and scholarly consensus, most Egyptologists agree that Kemet refers to the black fertile soil, not the people. However, some Pan-Africanist scholars argue that it could also imply an ethnic or cultural identity. This remains debated, but direct Egyptian evidence supports the geographical meaning. So in other words, what it's saying is the consensus is about the black fertile soil, not the people. But the direct Egyptian evidence supports the geographical meaning. Right, so in conclusion, the idea of Kemet meaning black land is not purely a European interpretation. It's based on Egyptian texts and linguistic analysis. There's no single Greek or European source that invented this meaning. It's a scholarly interpretation of the hieroglyphic evidence. However, how far the meaning extends, just so also people are still debating. Now my question is, give me direct text that says Kemet means black land because of the soil. There's no known Egyptian text that explicitly states Kemet means black land because of the soil. However, the interpretation is based on linguistic and contextual evidence from Egyptian texts. Let's break it down. Hieroglyphic evidence. The word Kem means black in Egyptian. Kemet is a feminine form, often referring to a land or place. The determinative, what you see there, which is a new one, which is a settlement, city, or sign. This indicates that Kemet is a place, Egypt. Since we know Kemet means black, scholars interpret Kemet as black land. Egyptian texts that support the fertile land idea. These are texts that Egyptians contrast Kemet with Desheret, meaning red land or desert, reinforcing the idea that Kemet refers to the fertile areas along the Nile. Some examples: the Hymn to the Nile, Middle Kingdom, circa 2055 to 1650 BCE. This text describes how the Nile's flood makes Egypt fertile. When he rises, the land is jubilant. Everyone is filled with joy. All stomachs are satisfied. Every jaw has laughter. Every tooth is bared. This from Maya Lichcomb, Ancient Egyptian Literature, Volume 1, page 205. Where the hymn does not explicitly use Kemet, it links Egypt's fertility to the Nile, reinforcing the interpretation that the black land refers to the rich soil. The Turin Papyrus map, CE 1150 BCE. This ancient map visually represents Egypt's contrasting lands, showing black soil along the Nile and red deserts around it. Though it does not contain the word Kemet, it supports the idea that the Egyptians recognized a geographical distinction. The instructions of Marikari. This text contrasts the cultivated Kemet with the barren desert. Well tended is mankind, their herds flourish, evil does not befall them. The desert is the dwelling of the robber. Merriam-Lexcomb, Ancient Egyptian Literature, Volume 1, page 1. This contrast supports the idea of Kemet refers to the fertile land as opposed to the desert, the Egyptian word for soil. The Egyptian word for black, Kemet, Kem, is used in different contexts, including describing people, animals, and objects. The word for silk or fertile soil is ahat. Egyptians do not directly write Kemet is black because of soil, but the logic comes from their terminology and contrast in text. Conclusion. There is no single line in an Egyptian text that says Kemet means black land because of the soil. However, the interpretation is based on the linguistic meaning of Kemet using Kem black and a settlement determinative. Contrast in the Egyptian text between Kemet, fertile land, and desert. Descriptions of the Nile role as making the land fertile. The interpretation has been widely accepted by Egyptologists, though some scholars debate whether Kemet could also refer to the people. So in other words, Brother Africa Online TV, it's saying it is just a conclusion that these people, whoever these scholars are, draw based on the contrast. It does not directly state that Kemet means the black land because of the silt. So in conclusion, I hope that answers your question, my brother. If you have any more comments, you can leave them in under the video, of course. Have a blessed night, everyone.